All right, happy Thursday, guys. I am having to be a little creative today with videoing, so we're having to use this board today because my whiteboard has completely bit the dust. But what we're going to start today is yesterday you took your introductions to fractions test, making sure we could identify parts, partition them, label each part, and then label the fraction with the matching diagram. So today we're going to go ahead and take fractions and we're going to put them on a number line. Now, important thing for you to know with a number line, boys and girls, is all fractions begin as a whole, which we talked about already. So on your number line, you will always draw a number line and you will start it with 0 and you will end it. I'm going to make sure that y'all can see it. Let me back it up a little bit. Okay, and you will end it with 1. So all fractions will start with 0 and they will end with 1, okay? So when you put a fraction on a number line, you have to always have your starting point and your ending point. You'll always start with 0 and you'll always end with 1. So keep that in mind because that may be a discussion question on today's discussion board, okay? What are your starting points and your end points? You'll start with 0, you'll end at 1, okay? So now let's take the fraction. Let's use the fraction 1/2. So I'm going to leave it right up here. So we're going to use this fraction right there, okay? 1/2. Remember, we start a fraction number line with 0 and we end with 1. Well, on my fraction, you got to really build on that knowledge that we learned last week. The top number means shade. The bottom number means pieces. So I need 2 whole pieces. So if I were to take this number line and I want to partition it into 2 pieces, remember half? Anytime we need a half, where do we cut it, boys and girls? Down the middle. Do your arms like this. We're going to cut it down the middle. So if I take my number line and I need to partition it in half, I'm going to cut it in the middle. I'm going to cut it in the middle. Now let's check and see. If I'm using the fraction 1/2, on the bottom, the denominator is 2, so I need 2 pieces. I'm going to take my dots and I'm going to do 1, 2. So I have 2 pieces on the bottom. If I look at my numerator is 1. So I need to shade 1. And it's on the top, so I'm going to shade on the top. So that means that this line right here, boys and girls, would be 1/2. 1/2. There's 2 pieces on the bottom. There's 1 on the top where I've shaded, so this is 1/2. 1/2, okay? Let's look at another one. Really making sure that we understand how to partition fractions on a number line. Remember, our fractions start at 0 and end at 1. Okay, so starting at 0, ending at 1. All right, let's look at the fraction this time, boys and girls. Let's look at 1/4. 1/4, okay? All right, remember, let's look at the bottom. I need 4 pieces. Remember our trick from last week. If I need 4 pieces, I'm going to draw 3 lines. And I want to make sure that these pieces are all even, all equal parts. Just like when we learn with our fractions, all of them have to be equal. On your number line, they have to be equal pieces as well. So I'm going to draw 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Because remember, I need 4 parts. So you can always check it by putting those dots on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 parts. So this number line is in fourths. Now my top number, remember my top number means shade. So I'm going to start at the 0. That's my starting point. And I'm going to shade to the first line. Shade to the first line. All right, boys and girls, so now let's label that fraction. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have the top one shaded. So this line right here, boys and girls, is going to be 1/4. 1/4. So if I put 1/4 on the number line, this is where it would be. Okay, this is where it would be. Let's look at another one. Actually, while I'm erasing, go ahead and get you a piece of paper and a pencil. I want you to practice this, okay? So you can pause the video, go get it, and then come back, all right? All right, so we're going to do fractions on a number line. So starting with 0, ending with 1. All right, that's our starting point and our ending point. All right, this time I want us to do 2/4. 2/4. Now, 2/4, boys and girls, is going to be one of those fractions that you're going to hear in the next part of our video. 2/4 is going to be known as a benchmark fraction. It's going to be one of those fractions that I need you just to memorize. We'll get to it in the next one, okay, in the next video. All right, so 2/4, let's see, let's go to that bottom number. Bottom number means I need 4 total pieces. So if I need 4 total pieces, boys and girls, how many lines am I going to draw? I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 3 lines, very good. So I'm going to partition my number line into 3 parts. Excellent job. And I try to make them as equal as possible. I know they can't be equal all the time, but we want to get as close as we can. All right, what does the top number mean? Top number means shade. You're right. So I have to shade 2 pieces. I'm going to start at my starting point. Uh-oh, look at Miss Precise. I did not count my pieces. Do I have 4 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I have 4 pieces. Now I need to look at the top number. I need to shade 2. 1. Now I got to go to the next line. 2. So this line right here, boys and girls, would be my benchmark fraction, or just that fraction 2/4. We'll get to that one in just a minute, okay? All right, guys, so I'm going to give you some fractions today. 3 fraction number lines that I want you to partition, okay? All right, you get started and then I'll be back.